All right, I'm going to tell you guys something about prop firms that nobody really cares or even really says in this space. So I've watched this space for a good amount of time, right? 2.5 years exactly. And I've seen the cycle play out over and over and over again. So someone will find a prop firm like Lucid, because it's relatively new, buy an eval, fails, goes to the comments blaming the firm, finds a new one with different payout rules, repeats, repeats, repeats. And I was in the same fucking boat, right? I spent months convinced the problem was external. Oh my God, it's the markets, the payout rules, the rules were too strict, the spreads were too wide on FTMO. For example, the platform was working against me. I said all of that. And while I was focused outwards, I missed what was happening entirely. So simply, we can address the elephant in the room, guys. The prop firm space right now has a serious credibility problem. TJR got exposed early on in his career. Everyone LARPs and shows what they could have done on evals, etc. Like they'll say, "Oh my, I made 20K today," and they're all evals, right? So these are people with hundreds of thousands of followers who built their entirety of their brands around a lifestyle they aren't actually living. So, and the traders who followed them lost money, lost time, and then just lost trust in their entire motive, and they forgot about their internal why. And that's the reality, and it needs to be said, right? So, but here's what you guys like. I need you to understand is that the prop firm itself was never the issue, right? The exposed creators were never the problem either. Everything that they were is just a symptom of a deeper issue, right? Deeper issue meaning that the 85% of most traders enter this space looking for a shortcut, looking for a setup that will just turn it on, it'll print money, right? A guru who has the same answer, a firm that pays out easily, and that orientation, outsourcing the solution, and just trying to cheat it, and just that effort that can't be bought, can't be taught, is what is trying to be avoided, and that's what keeps everybody stuck, right? So the prop firm is a tool you can use as leverage. It is a structured environment that forces you to trade with discipline, right? People complain about the rules, but hey, I'm for it, right? If it pays, it pays. So if your process breaks down inside the structure, it wouldn't break down, or it would break down elsewhere, essentially. So when I stopped looking externally and started treating my trading like an actual process every single time I took a trade, and I would make an audit for myself. Everything changed, right? And you treat it like a business. In consulting, when a client comes to you with a broken process, you don't start off by changing the tools or the environment or telling them, hey, go to this other software or whatever. You start by documenting what is actually happening, what decisions are being made, at what point, by whom, under what conditions, so everything is being tracked, right? I did that with my own trading. I tracked every freaking decision I made during an eval, during an express, during a funded account, every entry, every exit, every moment I deviated from my rules, every meticulous detail that you need, right? For example, if you're looking at a production line for a consulting company or for a manufacturing company, if they're spending a boatload of cash on something they don't need to do, why are they doing it, right? And every single time I failed in the eval, I could trace the slight failure back to a specific behavioral pattern that showed up under pressure every single time. I'd revenge trade after a loss. I would size up slightly on a setup that felt really good, entering a trade that was almost my setup, but not fully, right? Trying to FOMO, trying to be patient, but then you just FOMO in. None of it was even a mistake in the moment. Like it didn't feel like it was a mistake. It felt like it was the edge, right? It felt like it was external. It wasn't me. All of it was just process failures over and over and over again. And once I could see the process failure, I could fix it. And that's the entire game of trading. It's the easiest business model. You see it, you name it, you fix it. It's the easiest business model in the world is trading. And everyone overcomplicates it. And this is exactly what you guys got to take away from this video is before your next eval, write down every rule you trade by, the hard criteria, the harshest things to make it as mechanical as possible. And every single one, right? Every criteria, your max daily loss, max trades per day, session window, sizing rules, how do you enter, how do you exit, what is your entry model, what are you waiting for exactly, all of it. If you do not take a trade every day, that is better. If you take a trade twice or 3 times a week, better. Then after every single trading day, during the eval, go through each rule and score yourself. Did I follow this exactly or did I deviate? No P&L, because that is completely irrelevant. But be honest that that documentation will show you more about why you fail evals than any YouTube video. Any course, any 2 or 3 minute segment I'm giving you guys, like any mentor ever, you won't be able to learn as much as you will if you actually do the work that matters and that counts. So because the answer has always been in your own behavior and it's the answer is within you. You have the ability to do this. You can do this. You have to change your lens, but you can and you will do this. You need a system and you need to make it physically visible, but you can do this.